All right, welcome back. We found our pattern y is equal to 15x. Remember, y equaled how many cookies there were in all the boxes, and x equals how many boxes there are. All right, so our rule is the amount of cookies is equal to 15 times the amount of boxes. How is each x and y related? So every time we have one box, we have 15 cookies. So every time you get a box, you have 15 more. What if we wanted to know how many cookies for 10 boxes? Well, for 10 boxes, all we'd have to do is replace the x, which represents boxes, with 10. So we have 15 times 10, which would make 150. So how many cookies in 10 boxes? 150. What about if we wanted to know how many boxes for 100 cookies? We could use the same formula, but backwards. We can fill in 120 for the amount of cookies that we have, and then we can say 15 times some random number. Of course, you can divide to find out, or you can, plug and play with multiplication. So 15 times 2 is 30, so I feel like 15 times 8 should be 120. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 1 is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, yeah, there we go. So, if we fill in our x with 8, we actually find out that works. So, x is equal to 8. So, if we had 8 boxes, you would have 120 cookies. If you had 120 cookies, you'd have 8 boxes of cookies. So, let's take a look at the next part. I think where we are graphing. All right, so as you can see, first off, I don't think that they finished labeling this graph. So let's finish labeling this graph. The x-axis we established was boxes. The y-axis we established was cookies. And we could title this like holiday cookies if we wanted to. All right, now let's go ahead and plot the points. So we run 1. Remember, here's your x and your y. X and y. So boxes are x. So if we run 1, we have 1 box, then we have 15 cookies. So there's our first spot. All right, if I run 2 and jump 30. So if I have 2 boxes of cookies, I have 30 cookies. If I have 3 boxes of cookies, I have 45 cookies. See how it's halfway between 40 and 50 on the y-axis. And then finally, if you have 4 boxes of cookies, you have 60 cookies. So right there, we're looking at plotting the holiday cookies. So it looks like the more boxes of cookies we have, the greater amount of cookies we have. So every time we have 1 box of cookies, we have 15 cookies. All right. And then they plotted our points for us. So you can actually see the pattern on that one if we draw a line through all the dots. It is a solid pattern. All right, and then finally, let's look at this last example. An athlete is biking laps at a training facility. Every lap takes her 3 minutes to complete. So let's look at the chart. How does 1 turn into 3 with multiplication? It's times 3, right? So y is equal to 3 times x. Whatever our x is, if we multiply it by 3, we should get our y. So let's look at that. Y is equal to, let's plug in this 3 for x. 3 times 3. All right, so y is equal to 9. All right, the next one we need to multiply it by 3. Y is equal to 3 times 5. You notice I'm doing multiplication a little bit different each time using the different representations. All right, so that's 15. And then y is equal to 3x. We could say y is equal to 3 times 7. All right, and 3 times 7 is 21. So we have found the rest of our data. If we're going to make ordered pairs, it'd be 1, 3, 3, 9, 5, 15, and 7, 21. So when we come back, we're going to label our graph, and then we're going to plot those points. And yeah, we'll see you when we get back.